I'm sick and tired of people fucking up this platform on YouTube, and you know, I think I'm gonna start calling them out one by one. Okay, anytime I have a big problem or big issues with a YouTuber, I'm just gonna come out and say it. MetalJesusRocks, let's start with him. Okay, I've had beef with this guy for years. Okay, he's been abusing and manipulating this platform and lying to people and cheating people. And yeah, let's get into all of it in this video. I'm gonna roast this guy, okay, because I'm sick of him, man. Where do we even begin? Okay, do we start off with the scams? Do we start off with the lies? Do we start off with the profiting at other people's expense? I don't even know where to begin with this guy. This guy's been wrapped up in so much bullshit over the years, okay? I guess we'll start off with what this guy does. Okay, so this guy's claim to fame is having a giant, well, okay, this dude has a giant gaming collection, and, you know, I'd be willing to bet it's probably one of the biggest collections in that region of the country, or wherever he lives. He lives in Seattle. You know, I'd be willing to bet that, yeah, I think he has, one of his videos, I think he claimed he has over 12,000 games or something. He's got an insane amount of video games. I mean, I have a big collection myself. Like, I've been collecting for 15 years, and I mean, I've barely broken like 1,300, right? But this guy's on a whole nother level. I mean, just crazy collection, and he does these hidden gems videos. So, well, these hidden gems videos, he talks about, you know, oh, what are the unknown games or the lesser known games on any particular console that are really good but just aren't in the spotlight. And you might think, oh, that's all well and good, except it's not, because this fucker has such a following at this point. Okay, people, you know, he's built up such a following on YouTube throughout the years. He's got probably over 1 million subscribers at this point, that anytime it's gotten to the point, and he knows this, okay, and he's counting on this, and we'll get into that in a second, but he's counting on the fact that he has so many viewers in his audience, so many people watching his videos, that anytime he posts one of these hidden gems videos talking about, you know, oh, all of the secretly good games on any particular system, it's gotten to the point where, you know, scalpers and resellers and scam artists, okay, like, watch these videos as they come out and are subscribed to this guy for the sole purpose of buying up these games that MetalJesus hypes and promotes and talks about, and then they go and then resell them to the rest of MetalJesus's audience at an inflated price, of course. So anytime MetalJesus posts one of these hidden gems videos, like, the prices of all these used games just skyrocket, and the fucker knows what he's doing. You know, people have defended him all sorts of times in the past in all sorts of YouTube videos, saying things like, oh, well, you know, it's expected to happen. They spike up for a little while, and then they come back down, and, you know, Jason's a good guy. He wouldn't do stuff like this. He talks in a sing-songy, happy voice. He wouldn't do this to us. Like, no, motherfucker, wake up. Get a clue. Okay, first off, this fucker has a Patreon, which, as we all know, Patreon is, you know, if you're not making enough of this on the YouTube to make it worth your time, you decide, oh, hey, I'm gonna allow people the option to fund me, to put money in my pocket so I can keep on making videos, you know, because making videos is such hard work, you know. It's, you know, you need that ad revenue, right, from your 700 plus subscribers isn't enough. You're making that sick bank. But that's not enough. You need more, you know, because, you know, business expenses and all that, right? And, you know, I need extra money for video games and everything else, right? You know, starving children in Africa, but, you know, donate me money so I can buy more video games. Yeah, okay, cool. And, yeah, so, but guys, this guy's a Patreon, at least had a Patreon tier. I think he might have gotten rid of it since. I think the smell of bullshit was just a bit too strong and he got rid of it, but for a very long time, he had a Patreon tier where if you donated enough money a month to this guy, you would get to see these hidden gems videos early. So now he has it. He's like scamming the scammers, like, under his employ. It's like he's scamming the scammers under his employ, basically, to pay him money so that they can see hidden gems videos early, so they can buy up these games even earlier before the rest of MetalJesus's audience, you know, the filthy non-payers, right, before they even get the chance to see the video. And so the scalpers can have all these copies of these games all bought up and nice so that they can resell them for, you know, double and triple the price when the time comes. You know, yeah, people defend the shit. Oh, these games just go up and down. That's just inflation. That's just the way the game market works. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Kim Possible on the PS2 wouldn't have been fucking $30. Okay, I don't think that would have been that sought after of a fucking game. you know, had not Metal Jesus, you know, put it in the spotlight. But, you know, he made his money off it. He's making money off the crooks, and the crooks are making money off of you. It's, you know, it's the circle of strife. It's, yeah, that's just nonsense. It is complete nonsense. It's a scam. Okay, if you think Jason doesn't know what he's doing with that, you're living in a fantasy world there. That's just an argument cannot be made. That is proof in my eyes, if you ask me. Let's talk about some of the other insane, ridiculous scams that this guy has participated in. Okay, he tried. Oh, this was the most pathetic, desperate attempt I've ever seen at a scam. This fucker, he wanted to e-beg. He wanted to get people to donate $50,000 to him, his fans, so he could drive around. He could go on a road trip. He could drive around the country for 2 months and like shop at a shit ton of, you know, retro game stores and thrift shops and buy up all the fucking games. So you can buy up even more games in your area and probably skyrocket the price of used games even more. So, and this fucker was trying to, like, make it out like he was doing us some great big service, okay, in doing this, okay? Going on a road trip, going on a vacation, and spending a shit ton of money on games is not a service to anybody, but the way this fucker was dressing it up to be, he was going on about, like, oh, would you like to see us, you know, shopping or hunting for games in a town near you? He says, and he does this. It's the most painful skit you've ever seen in your life. Well, all this guy's skits are incredibly painful. And just this humor in general. Like, this guy is the personality of, like, a freaking piece of cardboard. But, yeah, it's just, yeah, if it's painful, like, 1 minute long skit. I don't think it's officially on his channel anymore, but I just saw it 2 weeks ago for the first time. I always knew about the scam, but I had never seen the video until, like, 2 weeks ago. I found it, some re-uploader posted it. Oh my fuck. It's so painful and bad. He's like, you know, as if this road trip scam had worked, like, you would see him in your town. Like, you would just randomly walk to the thrift store one day and see this fucker. Oh man, I don't think that'd be good for him, honestly, if someone did, because they'd realize, like, they'd see this guy out in public and not just looking at somebody through a camera lens and thinking they're a celebrity, and realize, like, wow, this guy is, like, boring as dirt, Joe Blow, like, lame-o. He's, like, almost 50 years old. This guy, he acts like a child, you know, with the sing-songy little voice and, you know, being all peppy and happy all the time. But, like, you gotta realize, this guy's almost, like, 50 fucking years old, okay? Talking about these games and shit, and, you know, it's just, yeah, it's ridiculous. And, oh, what else can I say? Oh yeah, there's even more scams too than that. Okay, guys, the basement scam, anybody? I think that was probably the most pathetic one. Okay, the road trip was bad, right? But I think he took some time. He, like, bided his time, and he learned from that. Like, what made the road trip not work? It's the fact that people are spending money on an extravagance. This time he decided to go the other way around. He's like, pay money. He's like, okay, this time I need to be like a pity party, okay? Because people want to be charitable to people in times of need, right? They don't want to be charitable to overprivileged fucks. So he so he has a basement leak now. So he's crying about how his basement is leaking. And yeah, apparently, yeah, his basement is just wrecked, okay? There's, like, a corner of his basement that's wet, and, you know, there's something wrong with the walls in the basement and everything like that, you know, there's, like, holes poking through the walls, so, like, moisture comes out of them. And, oh my god, my entertainment center got ruined from the water, he says, as he's pulling away this entertainment center, and it's freaking 3 pieces of plywood nailed together that he probably, with, like, 3 pieces of plywood they probably bought from Home Depot, fucking nailed together. He's, like, dragging it away, like, with this look on his face. He's dragging it away, like, in the camera shot. And this fucker, I'm pretty sure on the thumbnail of this fucking video, it says $40,000 to fix, ? And he says, oh, I got an estimate. And it could cost up to $40,000 to fix this basement or fix this leak, when, like, literally there's, like, a million cheaper options you could do than, like, just fucking digging up and reapplying this entire wall, right? And, you know, people in the comments section, like, oh yeah, he was cleaning his comments hard in that video, I tell you. He was cleaning comments, like helpful comments. He was cleaning questioning comments. He was cleaning up. He was deleting all of those. Oh, it's pathetic. And yeah, again, the fucker, he's like, if you want to donate and help me out. He pinned his own comment, like, linking to the Patreon, saying, like, I'm in need. I need help. You know, it's really funny for a number of reasons. You know, most people, you know, if they're in times of hardship, and, you know, have to spend money on something, right? They don't have the option to just, like, beg the world for money and be given all this money by, you know, supporting fans. You know what they would have to do? They would have to sell off their fucking $40,000 game collection there, Jason, okay? I don't understand the entitled and the privilegement of, that's not a word, but the privilegement of these YouTubers that they think, like, the world should just bend over backwards to support them. And fuck, this guy has, first off, this guy has $40,000, okay? All this fucking YouTube money, plus, well, he did work at Sierra while doing YouTube for a long time. It wasn't only until a couple of years ago that he quit his full-time job to do YouTube, okay? That should tell you that YouTube is profitable as fuck. If you can quit your, like, real job, okay, to pursue YouTube videos and post YouTube videos, like, 2 times a week, and, you know, make a living off that, that should tell you that he's making fucking bank. People don't quit their jobs to do YouTube if they're not making money off of YouTube, all right? And yeah, the dude's got a shit ton of subs, yeah, running ads, you know, begging for money for years on Patreon, okay? This guy has fucking money, this guy has savings. You know, he always, you know, this guy has such a way of, like, sprinkling in his videos, or more like shoehorning, hammering in these videos, like, how cheap, as he says, how cheap everything is to buy, that he buys, you know, got it on the cheap. He says that, seriously, if I had a dollar for every time in a video that he's talked about how cheap he's gotten something, you know, because he's so desperate to, like, maintain this illusion of, you know, I'm not a guy who makes a lot of money, you know, I'm just this guy who's scraping to get by, who just has this, like, collection on just a small, modest budget, because for a couple of reasons. He wants people to idolize him and, like, think that they could be him, right? And so he wants, well, and then he wants to perpetuate collecting in general. He wants all these prices of these games to go up. He wants them to be highly coveted. If he's talking about games and hidden gems and all this shit, and collecting ain't big, or collecting isn't popular, well, he's not going to get views, right? So it only serves him best to, you know, perpetuate that. And then yeah, he doesn't want people to know how overprivileged he is, you know, like, why are we giving this guy money if he's got all the money in the world to, like, buy games every week and, you know, show off all these games, do all these collectibles. You got to be careful about that. You can't show people your privilegedness in life when you're begging for money from them, right? Because people, like, if you're begging for money, the best way to do it is to make it look like you need money. This guy don't, more than the man in the moon, not at all. But yeah, he begged for this basement money, and I'm pretty sure he got it, or he got most of it. He got, like, he probably got a ton of money. I mean, some people are on his case about this, but you know, it is on YouTube. You get involved in a scandal, you scam people, you freaking do people dirty on YouTube. What happens? They forget about it in a week. Oh, it's water under the bridge. Let's just forget it ever happened. Like, no, motherfucker. Okay, I believe in forgiveness, but you don't forgive somebody for fucking scamming you and doing you dirty, and not apologizing and admitting to it, and not doing anything to fix it or solve it or make it up to you. No. That's not forgiveness. That's being a chump, right? And that's why I don't forgive YouTubers when they get involved in scams and shady shit. Okay, I'll bring it up years later to them. You know, I'll bring it up like it still happened yesterday, because they certainly haven't done a fucking thing to do anything about it, to say they're sorry or that they didn't gonna do anything about it, okay? No. So no, I don't forgive them. That's bullshit. Okay, you don't, it's not water under the bridge. It might as well have happened yesterday in my eyes. Yeah, okay, so this basement scam. Best thing about this, yeah, after, like, 3 weeks after he was begging for all this money, I need $40,000, my life is in jeopardy, my life is in peril. This fucker goes on a vacation to Japan. You cannot make this shit up. This fucker, in his ignorance and his fucking self-assuredness, this fucker goes on a vacation to Japan and buys a shit ton of video games. In Japan, okay, spending thousands of dollars. Okay, I'm pretty sure people in debt, people in dire need, in dire straits, don't go on fucking vacations to Japan. But you got all of his fucking cuck audience in the comments below saying, oh, congratulations, Jason. Oh, I hope you're having a fun time in Japan. That sounds like so much fun. I love you, Jason. Oh, Jason, I love you. Oh yeah, that was an impression of Ethan from Heavy Rain, if you guys didn't catch that, but yeah, so yeah, so this fucking guy, what else can I even fucking say? Oh yeah, and, you know, this guy knows nothing about games. He don't know anything about games. He's like confusing game console names in his videos all the time. You know, talking about the Wii. He called, you know, in his GameCube video, called it the Wii, and this and that. Like, this dude has like dementia or something. He's not with it. Like, this dude is like, I swear, there's something off about this guy. I've never watched a gaming YouTube show where like the guests and the co-stars of the show know more about games than like the main guy. And it's even funnier still because Jason by far is the biggest collection of all these guys, or all of his friends, the Metal Jesus crew that he's amassed, this A-list crew of his. Yeah, friggin' Radical Reggie, who is this guy like going broke in his apartment just trying to keep up with Metal Jesus's collection. Like, seriously, like, the dude is sleeping on a mattress without a bedpost, okay, without a frame, and yet he's collecting video games. Like, kind of that might be a red flag there, just saying. You got his other friends, like Kinsey, Kelsey. I think Kinsey's kind of annoying. Kelsey seems nice, but, I mean, she's gotta be in the know about this shit, you know, like... Yeah, it's just, the immortal, the immortal John Hancock, yes, who's running his own scheme. We could talk about that at a different time. Everybody this guy associates with or hangs out with is a shady motherfucker, basically, you know. Yeah, I mean, that's just preposterous. This guy, also, if you want more proof that he knowingly ups the price of games, watch his one of his GameCube Hidden Gems video. He's either Hidden Gems or talking about the console itself. So this guy, he's talking about the GameCube, and he's talking about some, it's like the original cables for the GameCube or something. I forget exactly what it was, if it was the AV cables and a power cord. If you have the original ones, apparently they're like a little bit better, and people caught on to this, and I guess they're selling them for hundreds of dollars on eBay now, at least, and this was like 10 years ago, or 5 years ago. They're probably selling them for double that now, but yeah, they're selling them for hundreds of dollars at the time on eBay. And fucking Metal Jesus, in the video, he shows a clip of him scrolling through the eBay prices, scrolling through them, showing you how much that they go for now. And then he finishes that off by saying, "Oh well, yeah, if you see these, if you're at a garage sale or something, and you see these, cables, you better buy them up, because they're worth a lot of money, even if you don't have a GameCube. Buy them up," he says. That's exactly what he says, like practically word for word. He says, buy them up, even if you don't own a GameCube. Okay, proof, right fucking there. Okay, who the fuck would say that other than somebody who wants this shit to keep on perpetuating? He wants these game prices, he wants retro video games that used to be like toys or old junk. He wants them to keep on remaining valuable, okay, to promote his own YouTube channel, to promote his own agenda. Like, it's obvious, okay? This guy's even been somewhat called out in recent years. Poop Slinger, Revenge of the Bird King, remember those games? He was like, I kind of get those mixed up all the time in my head, but yeah, Poop Slinger was the one where it's some like weird limited run game that they only made so many copies of. He somehow got a copy of the super limited game that there's only so many copies of, and he tried desperately to increase the price or the value of this game. He wanted to see if he could make a game that wasn't worth like really much of anything into making it like one of the most valuable games on the PlayStation by talking about it. He was just doing a play test for his own power basically on YouTube, and it kind of blew up in his face. And then he ended up writing a tweet or something in response, saying like, people are looking down on me or talking down on me, but I'm more popular than ever, or something like that. He's just boasting. It is just a complete boast. Like Metal Jesus, like, he really thinks he's some kind of kingpin. Like, this guy has delusions of grandeur, we'll call it. Yeah, it's completely insane. Okay, what this guy's gotten away with over the years. And it's funny too with this. It just. Is there even anything else I can talk about this guy? We'll finish off by saying, his Hidden Gems videos. All of the stuff that talks about these games, or all these games that he covers in these videos, he doesn't actually play most of these games, if not all of them. Everything that he says about these games, he goes over them so briefly. Literally everything he says about these games is like stuff you could learn from Wikipedia. And it's not personal involvement or experience he has with any of these games that he perpetuates or talks about, or promotes or puts in the spotlight. He doesn't know anything about these games. He's like a hobby collector, basically. Like, I mean, even look at his house tour. It's like he has like one TV in his house. He said, two TVs. He has two TVs in his house. Even his HD TV, he claims he got it used on the cheap for like $50 or something. Okay, like, if you had over like 10,000 games, I'm pretty sure you would invest in a nice TV at that point, right? If you're going to be dedicating that much of your life to playing games, You're not gonna play them on some used, like, scratched up, dirty TV, okay? That makes no, that just doesn't make any sense to me. And yeah, like, he's even been caught, or it's been said that he, like, posts on forums or asks on forums, like, what are some games I could include in some hidden gems videos, and he tries to play it off like he's including the audience, or he's, like, bringing the audience in on it, like, you know, oh, help me with the video, and your game can be featured on one of my videos. Like, no, this fucker just doesn't know shit about games. And obviously, at least at this point, maybe at the very beginning he had experience with some of these games, but certainly not now. Okay, and it's, you know, very obvious. Very obvious he has little experience with games. Oh, guys, remember when he went to the beach house too? I'll finish it off with that, actually. Yeah, the beach house where his stupid drunk friend Kinsey like tripped over the GameCube controller cord and fell on her friend, who was a drunken Master Paul or something. One of their fucking friends. She tripped over him, and like the GameCube got knocked the fuck off of the entertainment center that they were playing it on, but there was some attachment hooked up to it, or peripheral. And Metal Jesus decides on his infinite wisdom, like, he's like, oh, you know, my $40 value at the time GameCube, like, burned up, so I'm gonna make a video blaming this device, this peripheral that he had hooked up to this GameCube, or there might have been some HDMI adapter or something. He's gonna make an entire video blaming this device and calling it out and telling everyone what a piece of shit it is, probably in the hopes that he could get a refund for the device and maybe get money for a new GameCube or some shit. I don't fucking know, but he made an entire video bashing this device. It's like, yeah, maybe you shouldn't have your fucking drunk friends, like, tripping over your shit, okay, being like a drunken mess, and then maybe, you know, your GameCube would probably still be working, but, you know, I don't understand that fiasco at all. That was ridiculous when that happened. I always, I mean, I guess that's one I know less about, but I know there's some BS there too. And yeah, that was the end of this video. I think I covered everything I wanted to say, actually. I was really afraid I was going to leave some stuff out, but I didn't. I might make more videos like this because, I mean, why the hell not? You know, if people are doing shady crap on YouTube, I don't see any problem with calling it out, okay? They're clearly not sorry. They're not going to admit it themselves, okay? There's nothing wrong with a little freedom of speech, you know what? If the stuff I say isn't true, it probably shouldn't bother them, so. Because, you know, they could easily refute it. So, yeah, with that, yeah, that was this video. And, yeah, tell me how you guys liked it in the comments below. I hope you guys got a kick out of it, and I'll see you guys in the next one.